Recording. All these like autopilots. All right, here we go. Hey guys, is Louise here? I don't know. I don't see her yet. She might. I might need some little help here with letting people in. But welcome. I'm Denny Grimes. Welcome to Mastery. Basically, we mastery level role play. What we do is mastering our conversations, question-based, listening enhanced conversations. And if you're watching this by video, it could be posted on YouTube, which I do have a YouTube channel. So if you haven't yet, you guys, go to Denny Grimes, the Mastery of Real Estate. Denny Grimes, Mastery of Real Estate. And go ahead and subscribe. I'm almost up to 1,000 now. And I think they give me a free toaster if I get to 1,000. So if I get the toaster, I'll share it with you. So admit that one. There is a QR code. And if you would like to join us live, just go to dennysmastery.com. Today is June 7th. This is a repeat for those people who do recon with us. It is June 7th, 2024. And if you don't know already, it is National Donut Day. And I do have a thought of the day for you. If you watch behind me, I'll show you the thought of the day. I don't know how many of you guys listen to podcasts. I'm kind of when I'm out exercising in the morning, and I don't do it when I run, but when I walk, I'm always listening to something pretty cool. Anybody here ever hear of Housing Wire? This is a free download, and there's a lot of stuff out there that I think is kind of like garbage and over the top. Housing Wire is pretty much down the middle. Very good interviews. They're about 20 or 30 minutes. And I would recommend, that's my recommendation for you today, is to maybe download Housing Wire. Just find it on your podcast or whatever you use. If you happen to be in Florida, this one right here, my wife sent it to me today, because they're talking about where home prices are falling. Now, why did that catch my eye? I'm in Florida. We're seeing home prices soften in Florida, and not every part of the country is seeing that. So anyway, that's my tip of the day. You go ahead and get that podcast. It comes out daily, and you can listen to it while you're brushing your teeth. If you brush your teeth for 20 minutes, probably good for you. I also picked up another quote, and I don't know if you have this book or not. Phil Jones has a great little read. It's a small little book, easy, exactly what to say. And I'll share this quote with you before we begin. It says, the worst time to think about what you're going to say is in the moment when you're going to say it. And that's why we're here. And we're going to do mastery level conversations. We've got a couple of requests already. And I think, Lisa, you had your hand. We don't have your hand up, but we were talking before we started.
Yes.
She's got a situation, and let's help her out. She's got a situation where a couple of stockbrokers are wanting to buy a house. They're in the $2 million range. And I don't know, the two stockbrokers, are they going to be buying it together?
No, they're both buying investment properties.
All right. So Louise, you are now going to be our co-host, so you can help me out here. Thank you. All right. So they want to buy a property, and what are they saying? What is the objection?
The objections are, we watch the market trends, and we just believe that the housing market is going to crash. It just can't, it can only go up so much. The interest rate, between that and the interest rate, we just don't see it. We think we can buy better later.
Okay. That is the objection. Do we have any people that would like to get into the cage and handle that? We'll run a couple of different versions of it. Let's see how you do. This is mastery level, so we're gonna drill down on it. Who is ready to handle that objection?
Before I have a question for clarification, Lisa, do you know what their personality styles are?
I've only spoken with them on the phone, and they're both very nice, very open, very laid back, but they're also pretty intense as far as the numbers go, because they want to see a decent cap rate on their investment. And so they believe that watching the stock market is related to the real estate market. And so
they're definitely C personalities. Do you think they might also be D?
yes.
Okay.
DISC, for those people that don't know, it's a great thing to learn. D is the direct, C is more of a analytical person. Sounds like a good, wow. So is that something you want to take on, Louise?
I'll try it. I feel like I'm going to come across as confrontational, though. If it's sometimes with the D. that might not be a bad thing. I would reference the past.
Role play, role play.
Oh, gosh.
So you are one of those two buyers, Lisa.
Okay,
All right, and I'm going to give you, you're going to have a conversation. You're sitting there in their office. And so it's kind of at the table, face to face. And there's the model, guys. We always acknowledge, isolate, answer, and our address and close. Let's follow the model. Questions only, please.
Purple jacket on.
And I can't wait. I can't wait to get into this one.
You think he's cute? No, that's my, I said that when I like somebody, they're cool.
Hi, Ollie. Yeah, we hear you. Nice. At least you weren't saying any bad words. All right, here we go. Louise, 2 minutes.
So Lisa, I can appreciate that. And other than the possibility of the market changing, is there any reason why you wouldn't select or wouldn't purchase a property today?
no, there's no other reason. I just believe that with the way the appreciation values are in that area, I've done a lot of research. I have an assistant that helps me do this. And from what I'm seeing, combined with the appreciation values and where we are with the interest rate, I just believe that, you know, I see things coming down in the future. I see it crashing and prices coming down. I do my research.
And I totally appreciate that. We may not, I'm gonna pause because we have landscapers and I have dogs, so it's about to get noisy at my house.
Okay, okay. Who wants to take over? We'll come back to you, Louise. Lori, you want to take it? From where we are. We've
This is the
isolated.
hardest part.
Yeah, no, it's not. Come on.
So, okay, so we isolated that,
Yep,
other than the market, there's no other reason, right?
yep, correct.
Okay. So what, I'm curious, what do you need to make as far as an investment? What type of return?
Well,
are
I'm
you
looking
looking
to
for?
do vacation rentals. So, you know, I understand that I have, you know, property management fees and all this. I'm not doing a 1031. Okay. I just like to buy properties, do my investment. For the most part, I pay cash. Sometimes I'll finance. It just depends on the property because I like that tax write-off. But I'm ready to do something now, but I just think it would be more valuable for me to wait from all my research.
I'm gonna pause right now. Now, is this an uncommon objection? Let's just look at it broadly.
No,
Hang on, the seller would like to sell, but I'll think I'll wait. A buyer would like to buy, I'll think I'll wait. Forget about the reason. Isn't that pretty common? Almost every objection we have revolves around, I don't think I'm gonna do it right now. So there's a very, I have the basis here to give you a little memory peg there, Lori, and it sounds like your dogs haven't gone crazy, Louise, so you can pop back in too, is that follow the model. Don't get into the weeds, follow the model. So
So
now,
I had my phone on mute and it might get noisy again, but I'll attempt to squeeze in. So I would ask Lisa, what is the cap rate? What is the difference between the cap rate you see today and the cap rate you desire to have?
my desire is to get a 10% cap rate. What I'm
And-
seeing right now is 5 to 7%.
Okay, so that I would quantify that, right?
we're role playing. Don't tell me what you do. This is a role play.
Well, I can hear the land people coming back, the landscape people. I'm about to go on mute again.
I don't,
So
we
I can
can't,
get it. Lori can take it over.
okay, we'll come back to you in a minute, Louise, it's Lori. All right.
Yeah.
10%, they want, it's 5 to 7. Now, I'm gonna stop for a moment. If you don't know what cap rate is, then okay, that's fine. I understand cap rate from passing my test. And cap rate to me is like figuring out the square root of pi. It just doesn't compute with me. People who buy residential property don't look at cap rate. investors might, particularly in commercial. So Lori, let me ask you a question, and I'm asking you too, Lisa. Do you understand cap rate?
Yes, sir.
I don't.
Okay, well, I'm not going to take the time now to explain it. This is a very unusual situation. However, the model is still the same. So I won't just pretend like cap rate is your return on investment, so to speak. And it's always backwards from so I'm not even going to try to explain it because it's always backwards in my brain. All right.
Okay.
It's like spelling congratulations. I can never get that word right. So Lori, don't drill down on cap rate. Follow the model behind me. What is on second base?
Motivation. Okay. So let me ask you, what is your goal? What are you trying to achieve by purchasing these two investment properties?
I really just want to have a investment property where I can make a nice profit off of it during the summer vacation, especially the peak seasons. My wife and I plan to go down there and stay occasionally in the off season. So my wife has an interest in what we pick out as well, because she has rejected some of the things that you and I have looked at, but she looks at it and she decides no. Or my accountant that goes over all the numbers, he may or may not say yes or no. But I found a couple with you that, you know, look great on paper, but my wife is not in agreement with it, since this may be something that we use for personal.
All right, got it. So here. All right. So this is a danger Will Robinson moment. And I'm glad it's coming up. In my 40, I'm going to stop the timer. In my 40 years of doing this, when someone is trying to find an investment with personal use, that's like trying to buy a sports car and that's going to serve as a go meet girls car, and one that they can run their landscape business out of. Those two, is that a good example, Louise, or what? A car cannot be a truck. An investment, if it's personal use, that's like, did you pick up? Who picked up on that? The wife is saying no. The guy is looking at cap rate. The wife is saying, no freaking way would I vacation there. Y'all seeing that?
Yeah, that's my dilemma.
Well, it isn't a dilemma. What we have to do is help them see what they're not seeing. Okay, so Jeff, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're ready to play. Get your camera on. So with that in mind, who wants to take it down the road, kick the can down the road for maybe a minute on this conversation? Thanks.
My first one there. Well, I was gonna say something, if it's okay. So Lisa, let me ask you, are you looking for an investment home or are you looking for a vacation home?
Firstly, an investment.
All right. And what is most important for you when looking for an investment home?
The profit I make out of the rental for it.
Okay, so at this point, would it be fair to say that opinions on the design or possibly the location may take a second seat to the data that you're getting, the data that you're getting for your return?
All right,
Yeah.
so
I know where I want to go, and it's kind of like, it's personal, and because I do this all the time, and let's focus on business.
no, you're actually driving on the right road. Let me help you a little bit.
Okay.
There's two issues here, and I want your opinion on which one you should go down first. You ask him what is driving the decision, and he said investment. However, what's the wife's mission?
What they like, a vacation, it's personal.
So the question is, okay, so I know you want this and she wants that. Here's the question: who's going to win?
Right. Right.
And so Lisa, so I'll go to you. So your wife wants something else. What if there's nothing out there that gives you that cap rate, that something your wife likes, and it does not give you a 10% cap rate? Then what?
Right.
That's a question.
For me,
Yeah.
Okay. Um. I need to rid myself of this liquid cash. I need to make an investment. That's the first thing I need to do over whatever my wife wants.
Okay, well, then, all right, now here we go. Here we go. Now what we have to figure out, and Ally, I think you were attempting to do this. If cap rate was going to drive the decision, I'm not even getting into if those are realistic. Not even getting into that. I don't know. So what if I could show you an investment property that gives you a 10% cap rate, but it's not a vacation rental? What if it's a warehouse for porta potties, but it has a 10% cap rate? I'm going to stop. I see some of you nodding your head. What did I just do?
You've honed in on the motivation. Is it really the cap rate? Is it really the cap rate, or is the type of property more still an issue?
But I did it with a thud. I used probably one of the most, what was your mental picture
Sorry,
of the whole
right.
I
porta
would
potty?
not want a vacation at a porta potty warehouse.
Right.
So your wife's not going to agree. So if you could get a 10%, and the only property out there was a porta potty warehouse, was the best investment. And the best investment you could get on a vacation home is 5 or 5.5. What would you do, Lisa? You're going to have to walk them down. And I trust basically you'd have the other person there, the wife. Let me give you another thing. You've got 2 people that want to buy 2 houses. Now, here's the thing. I'm looking for a sports car that I can pick up girls and I can carry my landscaping business at the same time. Well, if I find one, what's the probability I'm going to find 2? So what happens if you find one and then we don't find the other? You see, you've got 2 people that want one. You see how that could be an issue. Now, those are some roads you can go down. However, I think I could end it with one question. Not even going into that. And here's the question. Lisa, you're in the stock brokerage business, right?
Right.
I come in, I want to invest. I've got $2 million I want to invest, but I think the market's going to crash. I want to wait until it does. What would you advise me?
Mhm.
They're freaking selling stocks and they think the market's going to crash. So is this boiler room or what?
Light bulb just went off. Yeah.
Tell me what the light bulb is.
Different perspective. You know, it's not, it's thinking outside the box.
I don't know how they, all right. So here, there's one more. There's one more method in every objection where someone's making a decision not to go, not to buy, not to sell because of their prediction of the future. There's one more card you can lay that always exists.
What if it doesn't happen?
Boom, that's it.
How do we know it's going to happen for sure?
So let me ask you this. Okay, so you're waiting for the what if the market does not correct in the next year or 2 or 3? Are you willing? You say you have to invest that money, correct?
Right.
What if the market doesn't correct? In fact, what if, based on the election, whoever wins, the market continues to go up? You see?
Yes.
And one way you can help people think about that is you take them back to the past and ask them the question. For example, I'll go to you, Louise, unless the dogs are barking. How long have you had this $2 million? How long have you been thinking about investing this $2 million, Louise?
18 months.
Why didn't you act back then?
I wasn't sure I was getting the best result, and now here I am 18 months later, and the cost value of money has decreased,
The cap rate has decreased?
or the time value of the money. It's sat in the bank and it hasn't done me any good.
So what you're doing, rather than going, nah, you fool, you made a mistake, you're making them live it. So if you had to do it over again, would you have done something different 18 months ago? If you can make them go back, this is perfect for somebody who's renting that wants to buy. Well, I don't want to buy right now. The interest rates are too high. Well, how long have you been thinking about it? Oh, 15 years. Well, if you could go back, would you make the same decision now? Well, no, I would have bought back then. Well, I don't want you to make that same mistake. You see, you take them back, they judge themselves on they screwed up by waiting. So there's 20 minutes into that. Does that give you any ammunition, Lisa?
It sure does. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your help.
So again, make sure you go to the motivation. You got two people there. The wife. Going back, I have never seen an investment property be a vacation home. Well, someday we're going to retire there because no one wants to live in a warehouse that houses porta potties. All right. I know we have fun here, don't we?
By the way, I grew up in the country and it was not uncommon to have a truck perform like a sports car and still, perform double duty services, but
I saw one on TV once. It was on Beverly Hillbillies. Okay. So who's next? Let's go. That was good. Jeff, you're going to be on this time. So you haven't played in a while and you have your own little show. So I want to see how much you've improved since the 4 years that I haven't seen you.
Yeah. Wish me luck, man. The reason I'm here today is because for about the past year, I don't feel like I've done anything.
We'll help you. Hey, Lisa, by the way, where are you located?
I'm in the Crystal Coast area, North Carolina, Emerald Isle, Morehead City, that area.
Nice. Okay. Who's next? Who's got an objection?
Alberto had his hand up earlier.
Alberto.
Yes.
You have something you want to play with?
Yeah, I was about to mention something about the investment property that want 10%, about the vacation rental. Vacation rental never get 10%. You need to look for something else. It could be something like that, but it's over. Okay, now I'm gonna call it for sale by owner.
All right. You're calling. All right, Jeff, you want to get gargle a little bit, get warmed up. You're gonna be the FISBO. We got 90 seconds. Alberto, you're calling
Okay.
Jeff.
Okay, ring,
All
ring.
right, I'm on.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hello.
Good morning. I'm calling about a home for sale by owner. Is it the owner?
Yeah, this is the owner. This Jeff.
Yes, Jeff. Good morning. My name is Alberto. I'm a local real estate agent that work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area, and I'm just calling to see how things are working out for you.
Yeah, well, the house is for sale. Do you have a potential buyer for me?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area, but in order to see if I have the right buyer for your house and get the top dollar for your property, I need to take a look and talk to you for 15 to 20 minutes. Are you available today at 3 o'clock or tomorrow for that be better for you?
What do you want to talk? Do you want to bring your buyer to see the house, or what do you want to talk about?
I mean, I can bring the buyer if I don't see what is inside, I mean, in order to show it to sell a product, I need to see the product inside. Because in that way, I can explain from the top to the bottom how is the condition of the house, and I'm gonna get the right buyer for your house. Because every single day, I'm on the phone from 9 to 12, talking to 25, 40, or 50 people, asking if they want to buy your house. That's the way right to get the right buyer for your house.
Okay, so you have somebody who might be interested in my particular house.
Definitely.
You have someone looking at this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hang on. Now, slow down.
Okay.
So, I used to coach swimming, and so it's called a false start when you jump before the gun. So slow down, Alberto, you're talking over him a little bit. One more thing.
Okay.
One question at a time.
All right, good.
All right, keep going. Okay.
So Jeff, I'm telling you, I work with a lot of lenders, and they are pre-qualified buyers that are looking for properties at this time. And I'm checking for properties that are not in the MLS. In that way, I can take an advantage on take my right buyer for your house.
Time. There's two. I gave you 2 minutes because I interrupted you.
Okay.
All right.
So what am I objecting to? Him not coming to my house, or?
Well, what we do here is we just what kind of feedback, and anyone can speak up here because we've done this a number of times. What kind of how can we coach Alberto a little bit?
I would be conscious of the agent portion of the conversation versus the owner portion of the conversation and try to, I felt like you had more talk time in that role play, Alberta, than the seller did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a mistake because I jumped. I mean, I didn't think twice about the question that I had to ask because
Yeah.
if I ask those questions, I find the right motivation for Jeff to sell the house.
And
Come
then
in.
there's another
Oh,
way to
one second.
communicate your message. You said you talk to 25, 30, 35, 40 people a day to see if they
Mhm.
want to buy someone's home.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's another way to communicate that message because I feel like there's a way to present it more powerfully than
Okay.
25, 35, 40.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff, your comments.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I didn't have like a clear objection. I feel like it was almost just I want to show your house, and I was objecting to, well, do you have a buyer? Like, I'm not interested in you just coming to see my house. And I think, you know, listening to what I was saying, it was like you were trying to sell me on why I should let you come see the house versus trying to understand like what I'm looking for or how you might be able to help me. I never saw any solution other than I just need to see your house. And it's like, and ultimately I might have said, well, I mean, I'm free at, 4 o'clock if you want to come by and tour the house, but that's all I have time for,
Yeah.
it depends on where the conversation was going, but I kind of feel like it was, no matter what I said, I was with one of those telemarketers that's going to ignore me and keep trying to push.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
That's how it came across to me.
Yeah, and thank you for that because I need to find what is your main motivation. My issue being here, I want to how to write the first 15 seconds.
Right,
And
the bull run.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
whole route.
So, all right, so that's good feedback. Let's work on this. We do this a lot. We did a lot today on Recon. You guys, no, yeah, we did a lot of expired calls today. Zach, get ready. We're going to use your conversation in a second. Here's the thing I want you guys to remember. We did see that, and I appreciate Alberto being vulnerable for us to give him some feedback. If you're doing most of the talking, you're turning into a salesperson. And so you weren't at all concerned. So I'll just ask you, do you know his motivation, Alberto?
Not at all. I mean, I start talking too fast and I never got the real motivation.
Right. So that's okay. That comes with practice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right, who's next? Let's do another outbound call expired by owner. Zach, do you have your conversation handy? Zach.
If Zach doesn't answer, would Jeff like to have an outbound call?
Yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah, I don't do expireds and FSBOs, but I'll be happy to give it a shot using the model.
What is your focus, your specialty, Jeff?
Wait for my SOI to call me.
Okay.
I just did, I
Do
did.
you have events?
I do events and
maybe that
I
can be
do
the fall.
social and I have, post on restaurants and I just, so I did today, I literally did because I just got back into an office space and have set my 90-day, 12-week year goals and it's reconnecting with everybody. So I did Denny, I learned this from Denny. I did the WD-40 and I reached out to 40 people today who have all expressed interest in buying or selling a house sometime in the next year or something. Some of kind of went dark and I just literally reaching out to everybody and then I'm going to follow up with calls and then I'm going to have people, schedule coffee one-on-ones. And, I do that kind of stuff. I've never done cold calling since I
Make
was,
that call.
since I was young.
So for clarity, WD-40 has nothing to do with the 40 calls he made. I call it that because it's a text out of the blue. You can do 5 or 10 or 1. And that's how you kind of get the flow of the conversation. You give them a text and that starts the conversation. So let's just do, and I think you're being a little facetious that you wait for your spirit to call you, because that's kind of a little dangerous.
Well, no, I mean, I look for opportunities in my SOI and then I get that text, hey, my friend's moving to the area, or hey, my mom wants to sell her house. I mean, so that's I reach out to people, but I don't do the expired and FSBOs. I just
Got
never
it,
have.
no problem. So, give me an example of the text that you sent to me and I'll respond. So what would be a typical WD-40 text from you? I think he's looking one up.
I think he's sending one to you.
No, you don't have to send one to me. Just tell me what it is.
The last one I used, this is a good one, is, and I sent this out to my DTD too. Hi, enter first name. What are your plans for the summer? Question.
Okay, now do they know who you are?
Yes, because I send it through a smart plan and it has my, hi, it's Louise. Hope you're doing well. Curious to know, what are your summer plans? We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our kids.
Okay. Good. So Jeff, did you have one? Make a call to me. You're muted, dude.
Sorry,
Make-
I was muted. Yeah, I was talking and you didn't hear me. So I was like, I'll give you one where they actually responded. I think that's good. So I was like, it literally was, "Hey, Charlie, how have you been?" And the last time I texted him was on New Year's Eve. And so I texted, hey, Charlie, how have you been? He responded, "Living the dream, buddy." I said, nice, I feel you. I said, "Are you still drinking those rum and cokes?" He said, "Way too many." I said, "I've been the same with gin and tonic, had to limit myself to twice a week." And then he said, "I've also been walking 20,000 steps a day." I was like, "That's great." And he's like, "Yeah, it's difficult." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been hitting the gym the last couple months myself. 20K is a lot of steps." So that was the WD-40. I re-engaged in a conversation with him.
Now, okay, so we get it. Now bring it into real estate, because all this talking about rum and cokes on Friday, happy hour is approaching, is making me wander in my thoughts. So make the call to me, please.
Okay, so now next week I'm calling him up to get together, and it's like, "Hey, Charlie, this is Jeff." So I'll use you. I'll just, "Hey, Denny, this is Jeff. How's it going?"
Good. Good. How many steps you get in today, Jeff?
"Yeah, well, I only got 5,000, so you're way ahead of me. I appreciate it."
I have more than that when I roll out of bed, you loser.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, well, I hit the gym hard though, so I just don't like doing cardio. Hey, the reason I called, Denny, I remember last year you had kind of mentioned that eventually you were going to sell your house. Where are you in that time frame right now?
Yeah, I actually forgot we even talked about that. We were thinking about, upgrading, we wanted to be in this master plan community called Wellington. They got great pickleball courts, but interest rates are too high. And so we're probably going to stay put.
So other than interest rates being too high, ultimately you'd like to move over to Wellington if you could.
That was a kind of a statement, wasn't it?
All right, yeah, let me, so Denny, what I'm hearing from you is you'd really like to move to Wellington?
Well, that's what we were thinking, but interest rates are high right now, and I don't think it's really a good time.
Yeah, interest rates can definitely figure into the equation. Now, other than interest rates, is there any other reason you wouldn't want to make that move over to Wellington and start enjoying that lifestyle?
No, I mean, if the market was right, we'd do it.
Yeah. Now, and I know everyone talks about interest rates, and that's obviously a concern of yours. But I have a question for you. If I could sit down with you and potentially show you how, even with today's current interest rates, we could make the numbers work financially, where moving to Wellington would still be a sound fiscal decision, is that something you'd want to get together and at least talk about and explore?
All right, so that was a decent question. So first of all, and this is a lot, I coach bowls around the country, and hey, listen, if you are with Keller Williams and you'd like a bowl in your market center, I'm available in August if you're having an August bowl. So just talk to your leadership. A lot of people have a hard time getting off the gin and tonic conversation into real estate. You had a good transition. Why? Because he had some text going back and forth. that's the beauty. If you've got people you've not been talking to in a while, and maybe it's been a year or too long, and you call them up, hey, you think about selling? Blah, blah, blah. It may be perceived a little bit forward, or at least awkward for you. So what you do is, Louise asks, hey, what's your plans for the summer? Or hey, listen, forgive me, I've done a very poor job of staying in touch with you. I haven't talked to you in a while, or I haven't seen you in a while. I was just texting you to say, hey, look, summer's coming up. I don't know if you have any good plans, or how are you doing? And what I like about Louise is what's your plans for the summer? She shared some information, and we're trying to figure out what to do with our kids too. Hey, would you like to take them on your vacation? So when you have those texts going back and forth, the call is easy. So when he called me, I acted like somebody like, oh, hey, I picked up on that conversation. How many steps you got? Hook it up, right? And so then, Jeff, go back to the statement. Go back to the transition. You're Jeff, my buddy, to Jeff, the agent. So everybody picks up on that because some people are very awkward on that moment. Remember what you said to me?
All right, so kind of. So, hey, Denny, we talked about the steps and whatever, and I'm like, hey, remember last year you mentioned you might want to sell your house and you wanted to move to a little more relaxing area. Is that something you're still thinking about?
He actually said the reason I'm calling is
Oh,
this,
okay.
which is fine. Now, I love when you're making calls to Sphere. I love this. Love. So y'all are getting it, right? I love it. Hey, Jeff, there's 2 reasons for my call. First of all, texting back and forth, dude. I'm impressed. 20,000 steps, blah, 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 blah. Let's have a drink sometime. The second reason is we talked a year or so ago about you maybe selling. What did I do? I told him up front that there's 2 reasons for my call. Now, maybe, Louise, because I'm a D, I kind of like that structure. How do you feel about that? Versus just, man, how you doing?
I like it because it sets the expectation.
Y'all are
Yeah,
quiet.
and it does let them know that you're not just calling to waste their time and chit chat. You do have a purpose, but I like the WD-40 because I feel like that's given me at least an opportunity. And if it's someone I know on social, I saw some people, like one of the girls I texted, she's got a new boyfriend. She's been traveling and she's been busy. And I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like you got a new beau. And she laughed and she's like, yeah, he's great. And then I said, well, I got a new office over here right next to Marzano. This is a great little happy hour. And I'm like, maybe you should come by and check out my new office. Like I just kind of, and she's like, yeah, absolutely. Like just kind of starting because I haven't seen her in 6 months. And it was greasing the wheel.
That's right. Bottom line is real estate is about talking to people. Now, one more thing. Who is comfortable calling Sphere? Now, let's say you have not had the text and, how would you transition a call, same call, yet there was no prior a year ago talking about selling. You guys haven't even talked about real estate. This is somebody in your sphere that you might know from church, work, or school, or your gym, or who knows what. How do you guys make that call? It's a real estate call, and there's been no prior discussion about real estate. Anyone?
I'll say something like a few of the niceties. Hey, how's it going? How's the family? How's the job? And right from there, they'll ask me, how's real estate or how's work? And I'll say, well, it's been moving along.
Hang on. This is role play, Allie.
Oh, sorry.
So let's see. Call Brad.
Hey,
Right.
hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Brad, it's Allie. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Ali. What's going on? Been a while since I talked to you.
I know it's been a minute. I'm just checking in on you. I wanted to see how things were coming along. How's work? How's work coming along?
It's the same old, same old. Living the dream. It's good. I'm still at the same place.
Sometimes living the dream, sometimes living a nightmare, right?
Right.
Awesome. How's the family?
They're good. They're good. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I got, I'm in the middle of something. I mean, I love that you called. What can I do for you?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. I was looking at my at the inventory here in the area, and I was wondering if you would be able to help me with something.
Yeah, I got a few minutes for that. That sounds interesting. What do you mean by inventory?
I appreciate that. Well, we've got some buyers that are looking for homes, and we don't have as many homes as we'd like on the market. So I'm trying to get some people into a house. Who do you know who's looking to buy or sell?
Stop right there. Zach, are you here? Are you back yet?
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
yes.
Get ready. Get ready. Zach is kind of my stepson, my wife's son. And he is, I'm going to get back and give you some feedback. He is attempting to go and get into making some calls for Kristen, my wife's real estate team, and kind of been working. So I want him to audition what he's been given. Give him some feedback, please. Because kids don't listen to me, right? So here's the thing. Allie, here's what I'm saying. You called, you
It was a
yucked it
little
up.
rough at the beginning for me, yeah.
Pardon me?
It was a little rough for me at the beginning.
I don't care about that because you're making it up. Here's the thing that I want you to all to think about, and maybe it's just me. Talk to me on this. When you're calling, yucking it up, how's the family? How's work? Blah 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 blah. Do you really care? You're really calling about the other, or
Right.
maybe you're calling about both. However, do you ever worry about what the person on the other end of the call person thinks? Like, she didn't really care about my life. She just wanted to sell me something. That is why your call is perfect. Hey, look, watch this. Brad, there's 2 reasons for my call. First, let's catch up. I haven't seen you in a while. Now you go ahead and yuck it up. The second reason is this. I don't know if you've been watching the real estate market, and this is what I was working with Zach on. We have buyers that can't find houses, and I want to know if you'd help me. What would you say?
Sure, yeah, what can I do?
No, I'm talking to Brad.
Oh, sorry.
What I would say is,
What
tell
would
me a
you
little
say?
bit more about it, but I'd be happy to help you out.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny you
Awesome.
called, Denny. I'm really thinking about putting mine on the market. Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't ready for that. No, you would ask the same question. Who do you know that's thinking about selling? You had the perfect structure. I just think it's a complete package and say, hey, look, you have a minute. There's 2 reasons for my call. Zach, any feedback on that? That just fits like hand in glove to me. Maybe it doesn't fit you. I just think it's a perfect call.
I like it because I like to get to the point. I mean, I'm not good at, I can do small talk, but I'm one of those. Let's get to the point. What's up? If we're gonna go fishing, let's go fish.
There's actually a new book out called Get Honest or Die Lying, and it says why small talk sucks. I'm gonna pick it up, but it talks about the small talk and how it actually can just damage just the tone of everything. Depending on where you are, of course, but how small talk can sometimes just really drag things out unnecessarily.
I don't have many cameras on, but raise your hand physically if you like people to get to the point. Thank you. So do that. Now you're best friends that you can talk to. That's great. Zach, okay, you ready?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
So this is his first time on, and he's everyone starts somewhere. So you were given a conversation. Would you please deliver the one that you were given?
yes.
All right, you're gonna call Allie.
All right.
Ring ring.
Hi. Huh?
No, you're calling, so you don't answer.
Hello?
Hi, Ali. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Zach Tanner, and I work for a local real estate company in Scottsdale. We are working with many qualified buyers, and as you know, there is a shortage of homes for sale. So let me ask you, do you happen to know anyone in your neighborhood that would like to take advantage of a seller-friendly market?
No, I can't think of anybody right now. Sorry.
Are you at all interested in in what your home would be for sale today in today's market?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not looking to sell, so why should I know the value?
Well, I don't know if you've heard much about the real estate market, but
Now you're
Uh,
now you're off-roading because you don't have anything else written after that, right?
No,
All right, so we're gonna evaluate you, and you got a lot of people here that make a lot of calls. That was the conversation we came up with. That was not the one that the guy gave you.
yes.
So what feedback do you have for this young man that he can work on?
I like the words that were used. I would try to raise the energy level when delivering.
The tonality.
Yes, maybe a little more cadence to it, so that I don't float off into space. You had a lot of good information and a lot of good verbiage. So keeping my attention, your tone would probably, it's pleasant is what it is. And so I just kind of lull off, but I love the script.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now,
You.
so read the one, you have the one that, one more time, you have the one that you were given. That conversation, he and I came up with together yesterday, so he hasn't had a chance to practice it. But I like that conversation because I have my fingerprints on it. Do you have the one before that? Don't worry about it if you don't. Don't worry about it. Thank you,
Hey,
Zach.
And this might have just been me, but it seemed like I observed when you smiled just a moment ago that your energy level raised up. So when you're talking, if you talk when you smile, I wonder if the listener would notice it too.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I find before I make a call, I stretch and I do an extra big smile. And even when I don't agree with what they're saying, I'm nodding and I'm smiling. It helps my energy stay real positive and not absorb their negative energy. It's a great way. And standing up, of course.
Do we have time for Zach to just like revisit the first part, the intro part with Ellie with a smile and his camera on? Because I feel like it would be a different delivery.
Sure, this is your bull ride, so stand up, Zach, if you got pants on. Yeah, we want to get him out of the house. He almost set the whole house on fire. He's a crazy guy.
No, that was your fault.
Okay, here we go. All right, ring, ring. Allie, answer, please.
Hello.
Hi, Allie. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Zach Tanner, and I work for a local real estate company in Scottsdale. We are working with many qualified buyers, and as you know, there is a shortage of homes for sale. So let me ask you, do you happen to know anyone in your neighborhood that would like to take advantage of a seller-free market?
Seller-friendly market.
Seller-friendly market.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You're saying there's a
That's the intro right there. That's
great. Yeah, it was great. Just smile.
Wow.
It's energy,
Okay.
energy. You got smile, standing up. And again, I know you've got to get to the point where we're not clearing your throat or whatever, but one of the things you're doing naturally well that I want people to pick up on. So he's not pausing.
Right.
So Zach, read it again. Don't take your eyes off of it. Notice the conversation does not pause. This is the bull ride. Go.
Smile. Smile. Yes, that.
Thanks for taking my call. My name is Zach Tanner, and I work for a local real estate company in Scottsdale. We are working with many qualified buyers, and as you know, there is a shortage of homes for sale. So let me ask you, do you happen to know anyone in your neighborhood that would like to take advantage of a seller-friendly market?
That was the best
That
delivery.
was great. That was great.
Very nice. Very
I'm
nice.
telling you, smile makes a difference.
Right. In practice.
And did you feel better, Zach? Did you feel more engaged? See?
But
I mean, if we're gonna be making many phone calls, we want to feel good too, right?
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Louise before I start my calls.
Call me, Jeff. Hey, Jeff,
Get that
I-
smile on.
I put thanks. I put something in the chat. I don't know if people can copy it or if they want to, but if you want it, I'll send it to you. I just went to Tallahassee to visit briefly over the weekend. And within 24 hours, like Thursday afternoon, I sent this text out and we got like a 60% turnout Friday afternoon. It was so easy. It was so inexpensive for me to get people to gather. And I got the idea from another agent team. I can't remember who, but they said that like on a Tuesday afternoon, they'll send texts to people in their database saying, hey, Wednesday night happy hour on us. We provide the appetizers, you buy your drinks. And they have a wonderful business. So it's short notice, inexpensive because you don't buy the drinks. And I think it's a guilt-free request because it's so short notice that it gives people an opportunity to not show up without feeling guilty.
Great idea. If you're not looking at in the chat, it says this is short notice, I know, and if you're able to join me tomorrow, Friday, May 31st, at Carrabba's Italian Grill, which I love, from 4:30 to 6:30, do stop by. We'll be in the bar area.
I do like the first round of appetizers on me. That's smart. And that's right up my alley of stuff I like to do.
Yeah, and you get your guy that likes the rum and coke, so he'll certainly go.
Hey,
All
I
right.
want to comment on the thing with Zach real quick. You know, I've been working on some of my own issues over the last year, and and one of the things I noticed was I'll walk into a room full of people, and I know some of them sometimes I know a lot of them. And what I realized was my energy has gotten so much better because I stopped worrying about what other people think, and I just started being myself, and I try to be around. That's why I like working with SO. I like to be around people who I connect with, not people I have to chase. And what's happened is the whole energy of this group that I've been getting tight with over the last 2 years at a local bar, and we go to barbecues and I get invited to the parties. Now, when I walk into the room, I've always got that big smile. I used to walk in, it's kind of like, I don't know everybody yet. And I'm looking around and I'm, checking my six. And I'm like, now I walk in, I have a huge smile. I have this energy. And when I walk into the bar, there could be 15 people there. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, hey, literally get people cheering at me because I walk in with this smiling, excited, like I'm happy to see them. They're happy to see me. And I think if you can learn to take some of that energy to when you're making phone calls and you do a job or reach out to people, I mean, it's contagious. It's something I've noticed and picked up on. And now I just try to walk into the place like I own it and everybody's happy to see me and I'm happy to see them.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. I see Rita, Lori, Brad. Come on, we got time.
I got one dumped on me.
All right,
I got
let's
one
go,
dumped
Brad.
on me just about a few minutes ago. It's a lady on my team. She missed this appointment twice because of health. It's a man that wants to list his house, so I want to make the phone call, set the appointment, and find out what his motivation is. So let's go.
Are you calling?
I'm calling.
All right, we're calling Lori.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello,
Hi, is this Lori?
it is.
Great. This is Brad. I'm with Keller Williams Real Estate. I work with Danielle Beersman. Do you recognize the name?
I do.
Great. And, she wants to apologize for missing a couple of listing appointments with you. She's definitely been having some health issues. So the reason for my call is I want to talk to you about your home that you have that you're wanting to sell. What's your motivation? What are you, why are you selling?
The house is really too big for me now. My kids are all graduated from college and living out of the home, and it's just too big for me.
Okay, great. I understand. Have you had a valuation? Do you know what your home is worth by chance?
I don't. I was hoping that you could give me that number.
Oh, I definitely can. I just wanted to find out if you had any idea. Also, what time frame do you want to get it sold?
I'm hoping to get it sold by the end of the summer.
Okay, great. Very good. I can be over there tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, about 10 a.m. Would you be available?
All right, I'm going to call time. All right, Brad, thank you for wanting to play. Now, I do my best not to do all the talking, so I'll let somebody else pipe in.
So
Give some feedback.
you held up Phil Jones's book at the beginning, which is a great book. And I'm trying to think of, for those of us that have heard him speak at an event, I'm trying to think of another word that we could say instead of listing a phrase, instead of listing appointment.
Mhm.
We just leave it at appointment or the last, because listing appointment, that, and then the other thought I have is is whenever we provide a time to meet, provide two options, not just one. And say,
Okay.
hey, which one is better for you?
Right. Any other feedback?
Yeah, I agree with the giving the two options because honestly, my gut reaction was I felt cornered that I felt like you were trying to force the 1 o'clock on me.
Right.
Okay.
I picked up on that too.
Yeah.
So here's my feedback. We'll get ready for to redo one more. I felt, Brad, it was about you, not her.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, your questions were kind of like, you ever watch Dragnet?
Hate to admit it, but yeah.
What an awful show. However, it's like, it was very matter of fact. Even when you apologize for someone missing 2 listing appointments, I didn't feel the tone. So it'd be kind of like this. Hey, Lori, this is Denny Grimes, Keller Williams. Do you have a quick second?
I do.
I work with, Betty Lou, and I know that you had a couple of calls into her for an appointment. And I wanted to I spoke to her, I want to fill you in, and she wants to apologize because she has some health issues. She reached out to me and asked if I would say, apologize to you and give you a call and see how I can help you. So do you have a minute to talk?
I do. And I'm so glad that you called because I was really frustrated with her.
Again, we're very sorry. So we're going to start over. Is that good? So I understand you want to sell your home. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when would you like to start the process?
Well, I was hoping to start as soon as possible.
Okay, and I do have the information of where you're located, so I would like to be able to maybe see your home, if that's possible. When is a good time for you? Now, here's the thing. I understand the alternative choice, but however, I'm attempting to be very gracious and say, what is a good time for you versus Brad? You said I'm available Saturday. What about her schedule? You guys, let me ask you, am I making this stuff up, or do you sense a difference in the tone in the
It's
professional?
true. It's true.
It's true. Yeah.
Well, I will say this, it was about me because when you get something free, or in my past experience, I've been doing this quite a while, and somebody gives you something free, you're always wondering, what's up. So cool. I mean, I'm glad you pointed that out because that was my attitude. It was like, okay, is this, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time or is this real? So I thank you very much for that.
And was
Well,
there an apology along the way? Like,
Excuse
if
me?
someone missed 2 appointments already, like, was there an apology? Like,
yeah,
that's-
I think I did.
We,
Yeah.
hey, Lori, we owe you a huge apology. It was just recently brought to our attention that one of our team members fell ill and inadvertently missed a couple of your appointments. We'd like to ... I think what Denny said was great. We'd like to start over.
Yeah. I liked that too.
I'll close with this. You guys can share some ahas, but don't hang up here. What I'm going to say is real important. I have learned so much by doing these calls with the master calls recon for the last 4 years. I've been doing this, and listening, it helps me be better. Here's my attitude. I've become less textbooky and gimmicky in my conversations, and it's really about kind of the Phil Jones approaches. How can I help them? For example, when a buyer calls in, maybe they want to see the home. I'm going to say, would you like to see the home? I want to give them what they want. Now, when they say yes, good. Now I will then go into some qualifying conversations. Like, for example, you'd like, what's your timeline? When would you like to meet? All right, so I tell you what, she wants to meet. Okay, I'm going to make the appointment. Now I'm going to ask, do you have a few minutes for me to get answer some questions for me? See, once you get to that point, okay, when you come out and say, what's your motivation? It's like, how much money you got in your wallet? That's how it felt to me. Is it me, or is it a little bit too, it's too, and I don't know what you mean
I'm
by.
excited for Anna Kruger to come on to our recon because she has such wonderful words to massage that out without someone even realizing it.
So Brad, tell me what you mean when you get something free.
What I mean by that is I've been in various companies, and a lot of times somebody has a lead or has something going on, but they don't want to take it because they know that it's a little bit weak. Maybe it's a waste of their time, but hey, I'll give it to this guy. So that's what I meant by that. So I kind of had a chip on my shoulder, to be
I
honest
get
with you.
that. I have done that. I'll share this last thing I'll say before the ahas, I promise. There's a guy that I have a kind of a coaching call with, and he's in affordable areas. His average sales price is probably 350, 400. Yet in that area of town, we have a lot of land. We've got land here like crazy in Florida. These little lots they can sell for $20,000, right? And so he's asking, should he be given the same time and attention to the people that have $20,000 lot that have a $400,000 home? And this is what I said. And you tell me what you think. I understand the emergency rooms have to triage people. If they're bleeding to death, that's one thing. You got a cough, you may have to wait. However, I guess this is where I'm coming from. Everyone has the same value, regardless of what the commission percentage is. And I could tell you stories where my wife's had examples, you've probably had examples where you were nice to someone and you didn't get anything out of it. And something good happened because of that. So I think we all have to treat people like they all have the same value, and you treat them kind of the same. And if it's going to be an $800 commission or an $18,000 commission, they're all the same to me. And I'm not being a preacher here. I just worry. I want to guard my heart that I don't start prioritizing people based on the commission. What do you think?
I think you're right on.
Yes.
100%.
I think we're here to be servant leaders,
So
and the bonus is we get compensated, but we're here to be servant leaders. And what is that saying? The best way to get what you want is to help other people get what they want.
yes. So did anybody get an aha today?
Many. Denny, afterwards, if you have a moment, I'd like to give you a quick call or at a time that is convenient. But my takeaway is just be conscious of our energy, right? I like that Allie shared her stretches and the smiles. We know that. So
Jeff does his gin and tonic.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with the smiling. I definitely try to do that as well. And Denny, I want you to know that I now have 4 script partners, so I will actually feel more confident to come on and practice with you guys.
We'll bring them on too. More the merrier.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm one of them.
Louise is one of them.
Well, love you meeting you guys. You want to call me, Louise? Yeah, call me. I've got some time. Zach, thanks for being on. Thank you guys for giving Zach a little love, and keep practicing, you guys. If I can help
Thank you.
Coach Denny Grimes at Gmail. Coach Denny Grimes at Gmail.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for your feedback.
Thank you,
Bye.
Denny.
Welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Luis.
See you guys. Good seeing you, Denny.
Yep.